Anyone who says that New York City prices aren't high doesn't know New York. Back in a minute.
Hey, Jan. Yeah, you were muted there for a
Yeah, we
second.
get partially cut off by the mic sometimes. Hi, Steve.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, sitting with me now, and I'm so happy he is here, is Steve Young from the Steve Young 74 channel. He has a wonderful channel with great tips. He comes on and off during the week. And once you press the bell for notification, you will never, hopefully, never miss a notification to know when he comes on. He comes on various times during the week. Steve, it's so good to see you today. How you doing?
You too. I'm doing good today. Hope you're doing all right.
Yes, I am actually, believe it or not. So I opened the show, Steve, with the question, well, actually, the statement about New York prices. All right, some prices you could get better things on, sometimes you can't. But to say that everything is just great prices here, not true. And I have proof, Steve. Before you and I get into talking, I actually, believe it or not, I brought on with me a video clip to show about laundry. Just showing you. Back in a second. Hang on for the clip, everybody. Okay, so here is an actual ticket that I found attached to one of my old laundry bags, and the this was back in September, and the grand total, and I can't make this stuff up. Hello. The grand total on the ticket is, if I could find it, let's see here. Grand total $18.20. Okay, there you go. $18.20. But that's what you're paying for, the luxury of the folding and them doing the service. There you go. So, yeah, I'm glad that's over with. Yep. And after this video is going to be seen, I have to do my laundry. But guess where? At home. Much cheaper. Much, much, much cheaper. There you go. Okay, that is a typical. Let me show you the bag. Here's the bag. Oh, I just happen to have it with me. Here's the
hmm
tag. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. So I'm so glad I came across this. This is so important, Steve. You know what? I am a New Yorker. I'm a diehard. I was born here. 99% I'll probably leave the world here. That's who I am, and that's my choice. I'm not complaining. I am explaining, and there's a difference. But you know what, Steve? I want to talk to you today about controlled spending.
hmm
Steve, I know that you did a fantastic show the other day regarding stockpiling. And for anyone who missed that show, I'm going to link it up in my description box below. When you get over there, join, not join, but subscribe to his channel when you can. I'm telling you. Steve, so you live in Florida. Let's talk about that. Can you just explain to me about, would you consider the prices moderate, moderately high, or controllable? What says you about Florida prices in general in life?
Well, I mean, like anywhere else, the prices, are high. Well, I'll go ahead and just mention it. I'm in Jacksonville, and and there's been quite a few famous people that that are from Jacksonville on a music level, and of course you got a few actors and actresses as well. But I would say right now they're not as high as New York, no, but some of the prices where I shop, I've noticed in about the last year and a half to two, yeah, has gone up. Um, some of it, is outside of my affordability. So what I have to do in that respect is I have to go back and refigure where I go shopping. So I may have to go to another store like an Aldi or something like that, just to give you an example. But not just necessarily Aldi. It all depends on where I can find it cheaper. If Publix has it as a certain price, yes, I do like Publix. Publix stands behind their merchandise. They do have good quality stuff. I will give that. If you're unhappy with what you bought, even if the product's been used a little bit, you can always take it back and they'll give you your money back. I mean, they're with their products through and through. Does that necessarily mean I can go to a Walmart and find it cheaper? No. There's times I've been known to go to a Target store and purchase something at a lesser cost. It is a matter of sitting down and going over your flyers if you have access to the weekly ad. Look at the products. If not, look at the products, go on their website. Type in the search bar what you're looking for, go over to it, scroll down, find it, look at the price, do your footwork before you step out to go and get it or whatnot. I've even been known to go to, um, I'll just say it, it's not a sponsored ad. They can be pricey too. I have been known to go to Amazon. Yes, at Amazon, at times you have to buy it in a bigger quantity. Okay, so divide however how many you get by their price, see what the price is. If it's 30, 40, 50 cent less, even more than that, and it's cheaper than some of the other places that I would go, consider going through Amazon. I am also a member of a couple of wholesale clubs. Not everybody does that. That's another place to sometimes get a good deal. And I've also mentioned about some grocery hauls and deals that I had gotten there not too terribly long ago. So you have to look at the whole picture. Um, you know,
So
we,
that's great. You're finding ways, is what you're telling me, is that you have chosen to find ways. And I commend you for that. I have chosen as a New Yorker to find ways. I love New York. It's who I am. It's where my family's from. Way back, generationally back. Grandparents. I would venture to even guess, I think, a couple of my great grandparents too.
mhm,
New York. This is what I am, fabric of. Now, am I going to sit around and complain? No. Instead of complaining, I rather readjust, figure out other ways. Steve, what do you think about this price difference? Okay. So in the past, just bringing it up again, proof, hello, not fake, proof.
mhm,
Okay. $18.20 didn't include the tip. I tip $5 if I ever send that off. Now, I was doing that every week, Steve, for a long time. I said to myself, Steve, I was rationalizing it. I deserve this. No, Jan, you deserve to keep more of your hard earned money, like
money.
I tell everybody every day.
Right, right.
So, guess what I did, Steve? I found a way. Now, years ago, people were telling me about these portable washers. I was thinking of, like, the regular washers, like that have a metallic outside to it, the standard washers, but smaller. I was unaware about these newly fangled, the last 5 years or so, maybe a little longer, washers that you could get for a song. Steve, I
Mhm,
already saved over $30 because since I got my washer, that there's plenty of videos that I show about it. You could see them, me doing it and everything. Listen, what I already saved in less than 2.5 weeks, forget it. I'm already like one third of the way paid off to what I paid for already. So
yeah,
I found the
yeah.
way. You mentioned, Steve, an app. Can you please describe this app that will help people save money on groceries?
Oh, yeah, I've mentioned it several times before. I mentioned it just recently. In fact, I think it's one of the videos that you're going to link down in your description box. I talk about an app called Flip, Flipp. It's free. There's no money that you have to lay out. Again, you just go, you download the app, you go into it. You're going to put in your zip code. I believe it's going to give you a breakdown of the different stores you like to shop at: hardware department, grocery. I mean, and it may even show you a picture of what each store is, and you can just tap on it or check it, go down the list. And what's going to happen is all of those stores, if there's a weekly ad, it's going to show up right beneath each other, one after another, another, down, down, down. And then you can just look through all of them, or you can pick it out at random, to go through whatever it is you may need or may be after at that point. And that's pretty much it. Um, do I use it? Yeah. Do I use it enough? No. And I'll tell you why. There are a couple of other grocery stores that I can choose from aside from Aldi and Publix. I also have a store here called Winn-Dixie. They've been known to run some pretty good BOGOs and things like that as well. Do I shop there enough like I once did? No. Should I go back to it? Yes, but that's my fault. Another store that's like an offspring of Winn-Dixie that's interrelated is a store called Harvey's. I've got Harvey's down here. I'm more prone to go to a Winn-Dixie. I've also got another store called IGA, Rose IGA. I don't go there because I'm not big on their prices. They can be on the pricey side. So if it's too expensive and a little bit out of my league, my price range, I don't even bother. I try to go and shop at places that's within my affordability. That's what I try to do.
Okay, so right then and there, everything you just said, and I really love the last line here when you said within your affordability.
Yes. Yes. Um, right. I mean, whether a person is using straight money out of their income that they have, or those that may use an EBT card, no matter what, it's still cash money. One is on a card, one is physical. Or even if you use a debit or credit, and that's another story within itself, it's still money no matter how you look at it.
Steve,
One,
I love that you're pointing that out because a lot of people make the mistake about
yeah,
abstract. Go ahead.
yeah, debit is your own money coming off. A credit is money coming off of a credit line that you owe back. So it's no matter how you slice and dice, smother, cover this onion, tomato, whatever piece of fruit we're going to use as an example, it's still the same thing no matter how you look at it. It's just done up different. But make sure wherever you go to buy your food, because we all have to eat no matter what, make sure it is well within your affordability. That's key right there. I realize prices are not what they were 2, 3, 4, 5 years back. In all honesty, I wish those prices would come back. It would be a help.
Yes, very
But
much so.
right.
Very much so. Steve, thank you so much for this information. Here's the thing, no matter where a person lives, okay, they can make the proper adjustment. But should we mention this now or on a future show about that video from this morning, or do you want to come back in the future and we could talk about that? We're going to give you the option because of time constraints.
If you want, we could just tap on it, briefly. That's fine. I
Okay,
don't.
perfect. Just this morning, unexpectedly, I saw a video come up on my feed about a 75-year-old woman who was forced into living in her van. Now, there's a huge difference between, well, I'm 45 and I choose to live in this van, or I'm 68 and I choose to live in this van. But in a way, this lady was forced to live in the van, and I really recommend that everyone sees this video because
Yeah.
let's see. I know Steve, you saw the video.
Yeah.
Let's What was one thing that you personally found striking to you? What comes screaming at you about that situation and that sweet lady?
Well, for one, I do know that. she did mention about her rent costs, you know, changing. Rent never stays the same. It's either gonna you 99% of the time it usually goes up a little bit each year, no matter where you're at. But it's a little bit sad that she's 75 living in her van. Yes, it is much cheaper to live in your van. You don't have utility money going out, you don't have rent going out. You get to keep that money for yourself. But you do have one other factor that she may or may not consider, or maybe she does. You have van maintenance. That van has to be maintained.
Wow.
So you still have money going out. Is it cheaper to maintain the van than paying rent each month? Probably. Because you have your oil changes, your tune-ups, and things like that. But that would only happen ever so often. It also depends on how much you drive. But basically, I would say it's cheaper to live in that van. One part that I didn't like, yes, in the wintertime, she's got a butane stove there to keep it warm. That's fine. There's not really a whole lot of square footage there to warm up. The part that I didn't like that she mentioned was in the summer where it gets in excess of 100 degrees
Very dangerous. Very
because
dangerous, the
you
heat.
can dehydrate, you can pass out
Yeah.
if you're not careful. Now, if you can figure out a solution to that, no, I don't see anything wrong living in a van. It's almost like owning a Class B, as in boy, RV, which is basically a conversion van that's jacked up, that's got
Yes.
your amenities all built into it.
It's fascinating. I love to watch those. Maybe that's
It
why it
is.
came up in my feed. I'm fascinated by people who on purpose, Steve, with great intention. But if it's kind of like a forced situation, that's a difference. There's a difference.
Yeah, it is. It is. Um,
Oh, there's something that struck out to me as well as you. Both of us were really surprised. This lady has a grocery stockpile. Hello.
that's right.
70. Right. Go ahead, Steve.
That's right. If I remember right, in the course of watching the video, she does have a grocery stockpile that she has with within this somewhere
Yes.
within this van. She's got a stockpile, which I think is great. And as I mentioned, I don't care where you're at. Everybody needs a stockpile. I don't care where you're at.
Imagine 75 years young, I'll call her. Sweet, sweet lady. 70. And by the way, folks, she has a YouTube channel. So if you examine that video, I'm going to include that video as well as Steve's video. Okay. Check out this video. Someone's interviewing her. And then at the end, I find out that sweet lady has a YouTube channel. She's hoping to get monetized to get her through her financial crisis. It would warm my heart. If it warms anyone's heart that's going to view that video, you may definitely want to subscribe to that channel. But Steve, here's the best. People say, I don't have room for a stockpile. Guess what, Steve? This lady storing 20, I thought she said 20 or 30 pounds of rice and beans in
40
40.
40 pounds of rice, if I remember correctly, and I believe she said about 20 pounds of beans. That's a lot of food.
That's a
Yeah,
smart lady.
yeah, she is. Thinking ahead. We all got to think ahead. So,
It goes to show, Steve, that if you think ahead, it could get better. And go to conclude on one more note, Steve. Just one more note. I know you under both of us on the time constraint. Let me just pull us both back together here.
okay.
Come on, camera. Okay, there you go. Um, I just want to toss out the word consideration. Steve, I'm just going to say about a 2 or 3 sentence blurb. Consideration costs nothing but a minute of time. And this is Sunday, so the little bit of the Christian, well, I am Christian, I'm proud Christian, I'm a Catholic, to be straightforward. I'm a Catholic Christian. I make no bones about it. I taught in a Catholic school and I'm Catholic. So there.
Hmm.
Just saying, no judgment.
I as
Now,
well. I'm a
yeah, I know
Catholic.
you are as well, so you
Right.
you could relate. Okay. And we were taught at an early age to respect our elders.
Oh
That's
yeah.
just like something we're taught automatically. Respect, thoughtfulness. I am so considerate and thoughtful about what I say to people. I just wish personally that the world was more of a thoughtful place. But
Oh,
it's
you and me
not.
both.
It's
Yeah,
not,
me
but it
too. Me too.
starts with us, Steve. It starts with us, one individual at a time. If everybody, I don't care what religion you are, I don't care what anything. If everyone takes 1 minute to consider, gee, would that statement offend someone? Gee, would that statement hurt someone's feelings? Take a minute. It's free, costs nothing.
That's right. Now, consideration, I consider myself to be, I feel like I'm in the wrong decade because, most of all of you know, I do like, I'm big on the 50s decade, but not just the 50s, but back then, even the 60s, the 70s, 40s, you had a lot more consideration like you were. But what I don't like is people that are arrogant and conceited and self-centered, and they think about nobody but themselves. But I got news for you. I hope I'm not too TMI here, but I do have to put this out there. We all bleed red, we
Yeah,
all eat, we all sleep,
yeah.
and here's the biggie. We all go to the bathroom. I rest my case, but I think you know what I mean by that
That
last
we
part
are
about
human. That we are human beings. We are not
right.
robots.
No, we're not. Not even close. We are not the Energizer Bunny.
No, not at all. So if everybody could just take a breath. Times are challenging for everyone.
hmm
Steve, I want to thank you so much for your time. Do you have anything you'd like
Sure.
to add?
No, except definitely, please, if you go over and, watch the video that Janet's going to link in,
Yeah.
if, I hope, people that are new or have never heard of me, definitely please feel free to browse my past content and, definitely hit the like and the subscribe button. That would be greatly appreciated. That's
Excellent. And not only that, you're going to get so much from the channel. And I'm also a frequent guest, at least once a week, right,
oh
Steve?
sure. Yeah. For those that don't know, and I know that many do, Saturday afternoons at 1:30, you and I, like clockwork, we have our own little a
And
little
thank you very much for having me when I am there. Steve
oh
invites me
yeah.
to the show, and he likes it when I speak for 5 minutes straight. So, for
Sure.
anyone who may not understand that, Steve likes that. He asked that of me, and I don't mind providing that.
Okay. All right. In closing, let's come back to your consideration word for 1 minute. Anybody, you or if I did have any other person on my show, or two people or whatever, I show consideration to my guest, colleague, whatever, however you want to put it. You're on my show. I want to show you consideration. I don't want you to come on and I'm going to dominate the show and you just sit there like a lump on a log.
No,
I'm wasting your time and mine.
right.
That's
Just
how I
like
look
you're
at it.
on this show, and I want you to, participate. This is how it works with talk shows. The Even if it's on a person has a channel, that doesn't mean the person with the channel dominates a talk show. When they have a
No,
guest, that the guest they want to put out there. It's what they
that's right.
want.
That's right.
And that's it. Steve, thanks again. You know what? I do want to
Sure.
ask everybody to do this simple little thing. Well, hurry up. Oh boy.
Okay.
Well, you
Okay. You got a little muted there on the last. Yeah, you got to love.
this is an issue with this platform that we use. Sometimes we'll ask it to
Yeah.
do things and it doesn't happen. But anyway, Steve, thank you for your time. Thank everybody for your
Sure.
time.
No problem.
Come back again next week, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.